It's not going anywhere. What we have here is a Lionel FT, a later one with bells and whistles. You know, a whole bunch of cards and stuff, and not sure all what they do. The reason why I took it apart was I wanted to do a little bit of maintenance on it, a little oil on the bushing on the motor, and I wanted to grease the trucks and stuff like that. But I'd never been in one before, so I was just kind of curious. And pretty much true to form. You know, it's a little bit light on being rugged and a little bit long on features for the money. That's kind of where they went with this one. And in my mind, this kind of reminds me of a modern version of what the Alco FAs were in the past. You know, my favorite old FAs, very simple and rugged kind of designs. Well, these are simple, not quite as rugged, but they fit that price performance type business model, I believe. And so I'm going to consider these the modern replacements for the Alco FAs for a variety of reasons. One thing is they pull pretty well. But what I wanted to do was, like I said, I wanted to lubricate the motor in the trucks, get a little grease on the gears, take a little look inside and learn a bit about these things. I kind of like the way they have the card laid out here. It looks like you can just plug and play cards. You know, it's got kind of a multi-function type plug, kind of like a computer bus. And I'm not sure what that card is. It was floating in here, and the battery was floating as well, as if it had been shook up a little bit. You know, maybe the person before me was tossing it across the room because they didn't like what it did. Who knows? I see a pot here. I'm assuming what that's for is volume. And I see a switch right there. And again, I'm going to assume, I haven't looked at the writing on it, I'm going to assume that's for, you know, direction control. And I mean, there's a chip there. You know, it's a little computer. So we've gone from having rolling mechanical devices to rolling stereo systems and computers. So anyway, let me just let the camera run. I'm going to pop off that can motor, shoot some grease into the truck so you can see how that all works, and put the camera over here. These things, like, you know, they're simple, I suppose. And I like the fact that they're pretty accessible. Stuff on there is pretty accessible. I'm not sure I'm going to pick up with this, but let's see if we can make this work. But kind of like most can motor designs, it's one screw releases the motor. See, I already got the grease in the gears here on this one. I kind of decided to do this video. Speakers in here, by the way. These are die cast, but the pilots are, I don't know what they are. I feel like plastic. And I noticed they have 6 screws to take the shell off. The detail on these shells are not bad. You know, I happen to prefer this semi-scale O27 stuff for my layout, and that's a nice looking shell for me. Fans. Anyway, so let me pop that screw out. It's right here. And this is pretty much the same thing you do on a MTH's, Williams, and can motor K-lines, all that stuff. Just the one screw in the whole motor and truck assembly separate. And there's your motor. This is kind of like a slide plate right here. But, you know, their gears are a little smaller than some, you know. A little bit smaller, but, you know, it's brass. And you can see where that one screw goes in right there. And then what I like to do is I just shoot some grease right down in there, fill right up. And then when I got it open and accessible, I take a little oil and put it down the axles. Shouldn't be any big mystery as to why my track is always dirty. Because I over grease and over lubricate darn near everything. And let's just let this kind of go down in. Make sure you don't pinch the wire. Set that right back down in there. Oftentimes what'll happen is you'll push it right in, and then what you got to do is rotate the tires to suck it in. Once you get it close, get in there. Yeah, there it goes. The beauty is it can only go in one way. Now this one doesn't have a washer. The other one had a washer. Oh, it does. It's still in there. The washer's right in there still. And that's really all there is to it. Like I said, make sure you rotate this back and forth. Pull that motor right down in there. Give it a good crank. Let's see if this thing will run now. After we've disturbed it so much. I'll take this one here. Put it on the frame. Put this one on the input. Nice and smooth. Get that grease to work in there. Oop. Flip it around and see if I can get the other side. Make sure that pickup works too. What do I got for ground? If that grounds. Nope. Yep, run out of oil. So anyway, I got oil and stuff in here. Let's see if it runs. Still no whistle. So let's go put it on the track and run it for a while. See if we can work that grease in. Yep, that's a lot warmer than being outside. You know, that is a whole lot warmer than it is outside right here running these trains. I think I'm going to run some more. That guy runs good, right? I got another one. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. It's a Santa Fe, but it's one just the same. I think that one gets some more run time.